Hello everyone, welcome you to SSB Short Academy. Today in this session, I will be discussing regarding the most trending news, that is China and Taiwan issues that we are going to discuss in detail today. So, ladies and gentlemen, this topic is very much important for you. Being an responsible citizen of India, you must be aware of the global happenings, and also it is important for your SSB interview. So, let's move forward. So, the contents of the topic, what I will be discussing today, that includes visit of Speaker of USA House, that is the House of Representative. What is this House of Representative? Actually, this resembles the Lok Sabha in Indian Parliament. So, House of Representative is the lower house of the Congress. Congress is the name of the Parliament of USA. So, Speaker of that House of Representative, Nancy Pelosi, visited Taiwan, and that became a trending news. So we will discuss that. Next, we will discuss the historical background of China and Taiwan relation. So we'll go back in the history, how they had been disintegrated, and again they want to get integrated, and Taiwan was part of which handed over to China, and what all things we'll discuss today. We'll also discuss another subtopic that is cross-strait relations. We'll discuss one China policy that is involved under this issue. And above all is the India's concern in these all activities in Asia. Then we'll also have some of the discussion on the solution portion, or what would be the next regarding this topic. So let's begin with the topic visit of Speaker of USA House of Representative Nancy Pelosi. So all of you know that the Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan on Tuesday. This visit was even not for a day. It was just for it got completed within 18 hours. So what was the intention behind this visits and all that all we need to look upon. So first of all, we'll see that the US House of Representatives Speaker Pelosi landed in Taipei on Tuesday, defying China's repeated warning against the visit. चाइना ने बहुत वार्न किया था, अगर यूएसए का ये स्पीकर अगर विजिट करती है ताइवान में, then China will not tolerate this or will take immediate action and rigorous action, something like that. China's intention was clear that China is not going to accept this visit. So China, meanwhile, reacted sharply to the visit. And not only this, Chinese minister has told China will stood to the words, and they stood. They didn't stop themselves, but they reacted. How they reacted? So China ने अपना वो पावर दिखाया वर्ल्ड को. Military power was presented by China. The visit and summoned the American envoys in Beijing to lodge a stern protest. So there was a protest there was a protest defying to this visit of speaker. So how China acted against this, reacted against this? That China begins targeted military operation. So the targeted military operation was started. If it is, when we say that there is a military drills, then it will be told that it is a drill in which some military exercise is being conducted for practice. But it was a targeted military operation which was declared by China. Next, there is a long-range ammunition shootings was done by China from the 6 different sites of Taiwan. Long-range ammunition shootings, ballistic missiles firing drill around Taiwan was conducted. And above all, the 27 fighter planes entered Taiwan's airspace. So here China is not harming anyone, not harming, but they just, the war is not away. There is a very thin line between war and peace here. So if there is a small misinstruction of by any of the country, it will be a complete declared war with China and Taiwan. So now the question comes: why did US? It means what did USA achieved after this visit? What was the intention behind this? So if you go back in the July, around 20th July, even Joe Biden was not in favor of visiting their speaker to Taiwan. So President Joe Biden said that US military officials believe it's not a good idea for House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to visit Taiwan. And the source it has been collected from NBC News, 20th July. So here we can see a clear distinction between the speaker, that is the Congress, and the White House. As president does not want the speaker to visit, but the speaker is defying that wish of President Jordan. President Biden, sorry. So what was there a question over one China policy? So coming to the topic, the visit of speaker was a question over one China policy? No. So this is the major cause under the one China policy that I will explain you further. So under this one China policy, China declares that Taiwan is the integral part of China, the mainland China. But this visit did bring any changes on this? No. Did Taiwan get a military support? No, because Taiwan is a small island country. So if this visit would have benefited Taiwan, then we could have understood, yes, that visit brought some military changes, military support to Taiwan. But no, there was no such uh, support. So what we can understand, that USA would like to make their foreign policies in such a way by putting the question mark on the lives of Taiwan people. If the war is declared, who will be fighting with China? That is the Taiwan who will be fighting. But did Taiwan get military support, or has it grown stronger after this visit? No, Taiwan is the same as it was. Did USA bring solution to one China policy? No, instead the tension in the region is raised. Instead, China was poked towards war. Why did Nancy Pelosi visited then? That is the biggest question. Just because she wanted a foreign policy to win before the retired from office. She just because she wanted to win a foreign policy before she retired from the office. That could be one of the reason, but not clear. Next, we will see. Before we move further, I'd like to tell you that SSB Short Academy runs various courses to get into armed forces, which includes SSB online and offline courses by General Bhakuni and other experts who have been in the assessment centers previously, and personality development online classes by General Bhakuni, sir. Apart from this, we also run various written courses online and offline for NDA and CDS. Currently, we have a recorded courses on sale at just rupees 999 for 4th September batch, 4th September examination. Who all are targeting the exam of NDA and CDS of 4th September, they can purchase this course, the recorded course, at just rupees 999 by contacting the number given here. So you can get periodic discount on any course which you purchase from our academy if you download our application from Google Play Store. Let's go back to the topic and we will discuss the historical background of China and Taiwan relation. Where from this issue started with Taiwan? Here in the picture, in the map, you can see here that the Taiwan is a very small island country. Here you can see, and it is this much away from the Japan, and this is the Taiwan which declares itself as a sovereign nation, but China would like to have a integral control over that. So what happened in the 1949? China and Taiwan separated amid civil war in 1949, and China considers Taiwan part of its territory to be taken control by force. So what China feels that by force, they would like to have control over Taiwan. But will it be good for the mankind? There will be loss of lakhs of life. What we can see in the Ukraine, what is happening at present, what Russia has done in Ukraine. At that time, also the USA President Joe Biden was saying that they stand with Ukraine. They will say all kind of possible military support will be provided to Ukraine. But did it happen? No. So if China uses forces to have control over Taiwan, then it would be a greatest failure of, we can say, the mankind in 21st century. But Taiwan's leaders say that Taiwan is a sovereign state, as I told you. So in Taiwan, the offer was rejected, but the government did relax rules on visit to and investment in China. In 1980, there was some sorting and bilateral talks, you can say, in the year of 1980 in Taiwan. So at that time, it was hostile intentions and angry rhetoric relations between China and Taiwan started improving in this year, in the 1980s. So China put forward a formula known as one country, two system. So in 1980, what happened? 1980, one country, two system formula was put by China in front of Taiwan, under which Taiwan would be given significant autonomy if it accepted Chinese reunification. But Taiwan rejected this. So this offer was rejected by Taiwan, but the government did relax rules on visit to, to an investment in China. So there was some relaxations, but the direct offer of reunification was rejected. So which kind of relaxation were there? That the government, there can be such visits and investment by China and in China by Taiwan. So there were also limited talks between the two sides on official representatives, though Beijing's insistence that Taiwan Republic of China. So that is, Taiwan is always referred by Republic of China, that is Taiwan. And China mainland is represented as People Republic of China. So ROC, that is the Republic of China, means Taiwan, government is illegitimate, prevented government to government contact. So what China declared, that it is completely non-constitutional if there is a government to government contact, because Taiwan has no government, it is the integral part of China. That is the main thing what China would like to explain here. Next, we will see the next topic is regarding the cross-strait relations. So this relation is sometimes called mainland Taiwan relation or China-Taiwan relations. That is the cross-strait relations. So these relations between the following two political entities, which are separated by Taiwan Strait in the West Pacific Ocean. Actually, this relationship has been complex and controversial due to the dispute on political status of Taiwan after the administration of Taiwan was transferred from Japan to the Republic of China after World War II, 1945. But after when the Taiwan was transferred, the administration of Taiwan was transferred to China after World War II by Japan. Then after only the civil war broke out in Taiwan, that they don't want to get integrated along with the China, the People Republic of China. And the subsequent split between the PRC and ROC as a result of the Chinese Civil War started in the year 1949. From then onwards only. So earlier on Taiwan, there was a control of Japan over Taiwan. And when the administration was transferred to China, then the civil war broke out in Taiwan. Now, China would like to have a proper integration of Taiwan into the mainland of China. Next, you can see here that in the year 1992, consensus between the PRC, that is the People Republic of China, that is the mainland China, and the ROC, Republic of China, that is about Taiwan, affirmed the one China policy. And the question is now raised whether the two entities are two separate countries as Taiwan or China, or two Chinas. These are the two China. So there was a question because one China policy was published under the 1992 consensus. So at the end of World War II in 1945, the administration of Taiwan was transferred to the Republic of China. Just now we have seen in the year 1945 from the Empire of Japan. But this transfer was, there was a legal questions which remained regarding the stability of administration as the civil war broke out in Taiwan. Since then, the relations between the governments in Beijing and the Taipei, the capital of Taiwan, have been characterized by limited contact and full of tensions and instability. It is full of tension and instability in the administration. So finally, we can say that China would like to have a control over Taiwan. Then the one regarding the one China policy, what exactly it explains? It says that the countries seeking diplomatic relations with the People's Republic of China, that is the mainland China, must break official relations with the Republic of China, that is Taiwan, and vice versa. If there is a diplomatic relations with either Taiwan or what do you say, the Republic of China, then it is possible only with one country, because Chinese declared having government to government relations that is illegitimate with Taiwan. It is not constitutional. So the existence diplomatic relationship of the Taiwan and its membership in intergovernmental organizations challenges this policy. This policy is challenged if any government which has the relations with both. So that is the reason why China has completely not accepted the visit of Speaker of the Congress, the House of Representative of USA. The Republic of China, that is Taiwan, has diplomatic relations with 15 countries. Now let's see the how the relationship of Taiwan is there in the World Forum. So the 15 countries, they have the diplomatic relations, which also includes like Australia, Canada, European Union nations, Japan, New Zealand. But besides these all things, Taiwan has full membership in the 38 intergovernmental organizations and their subsidiary bodies, which includes World Trade Organization, Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, APEC. So Taiwan is a part of that. Asian Development Bank, ADB, and Central American Bank for Economic Integrations. So Taiwan also forming its diplomatic relations with the countries, and Taiwan is also a part of many intergovernmental organizations. But still, China is claiming that the Taiwan is a part of China, right? Next, we'll see what kind of agreement and exercises countering China and to counter China there are. So as we can see that the China is targeting to have control over most of the time you will find the South China Sea. Then there is a dispute having with Taiwan. China has dispute with Vietnam and many other island countries. Just China would like to extend its boundary in the South China Sea and in that Pacific region. So to counter the influence of China, there have been various exercises and agreements made throughout in the world by great leaders or the various leading countries of the world. So recently you would have seen regarding the AUKUS. AUKUS, that is the in which who are the member country of the AUKUS, that is Austria, Australia, the UK, and the US. That is AUKUS. Then there is a Malabar exercise in which US, Japan, India, and Australia take part, and is also a major step towards building a sustainable Indo-Pacific coalition, thereby addressing the massive strategic imbalance generated by an economically and militarily powerful China. Apart from this, you must be aware regarding the Quad, which India is also a member. So that is also to counter the China's influence in Indo-Pacific region. Next, we will see the strategic and defense support to Taiwan by US. So US supports providing the military weapons and military equipments to Taiwan. But if USA would have provided the all deals which has been made by Taiwan for the purchasing of the military equipments, then also we could have felt, the world would have felt that yes, the US is trying to support Taiwan against the influence and the uh, forceful attempt of China having over control over Taiwan. But there is a visit does not make any sense if we see that is there any kind of support or whether it is supporting Taiwan this visit or whether it is intimating China for declaring a war. So what kind of a strategic agreement which USA supports to Taiwan, that is Taiwan has sought to improve its defense with the purchase of US weapons including upgraded F-16 fighter jets, armed drones, rocket systems, and Harpoon missiles. But this has not been completely transferred yet to Taiwan. And a US aircraft carrier group led by the warship Theodore Roosevelt has entered the South China Sea to ensure freedom of seas and build partnership that fosters maritime security. So that kind of support is being provided by US. Now it's important to discuss the India's concern over this. So we'll discuss the India's concern. See, after 1949, when the Civil War was declared, in Taiwan against China. So since then, India accepted that one China policy. But we should be aware that it is with the diplomatic point is given thereafter. When India is accepting one China policy, okay, we are happy with your one China policy, but you should also accept one India policy. That is the diplomatic point in front of China by India. So India uses the policy to make a diplomatic point. That is, if India believes in one China policy, China should also believe in one India policy by keeping in mind the various disputes, the border disputes with China of India. So even though India has stopped mentioning its adherence after 2010, the one China policy uh, is joint statement and official document. This is not being discussed since 2010, and its engagement with Taiwan is still restricted due to the framework of ties with China. So what kind of ties which we are having with China? So due to that policy, due to one China policy, we are not supposed to have a complete uh, diplomatic talks and relations with Taiwan. But apart from that, still we have India and Taiwan do not have formal diplomatic relations as India accepts the one China policy. But since 1995, both sides have maintained representative offices in each other's capital that function as the just de facto embassies, just like a real embassies. That offices functions. But somewhere we are also stuck that yes, we will accept your one China policy, but you need to also accept one India policy. So India cannot extend its open relations with Taiwan under this policy. Next, what could be the solution of this? Above all, it is the mankind, it is the people of Taiwan and China who should be safe under this war. It is the people of world and Asia who should be safer. So what should be the most possible solutions? India and other powers must draw a red line for any Chinese effort to take Taiwan by force. So there should must be complete restrictions of any kind of war so that a complete boundary should be demarcated. It can be diplomatically, most possibly, so that there should not be any kind of Chinese effort which should control Taiwan by force. Because recently we are seeing the devastation which is being caused in Ukraine because of the boundary dispute. So at the cost of life of people, if something is done, what is the use of that then? So after all, the Taiwan issue is not just a moral question of allowing the destruction of a successful democracy by a totalitarian state or a question of international ethics where the principle of settling disputes peacefully is adhered to. So principle of settling disputes peacefully is the it should always be prioritized here. In fact, the reason for drawing that line is not about at all, but because of what the consequences of a Chinese invasion of Taiwan would be for India and the rest of Asia. So the day after China's invasion of Taiwan will mark a very difficult and a different Asia, irrespective of the result of the invasion. So if there is a invasion by China in Taiwan, then it will be a very difficult and different phase of Asia and the world throughout. Next, we'll see that drawing a red line is not easy and may ultimately not work, but India not and others at least need to try because of the stakes involved. To keep away from the wars and the forceful snatching, what you can say, or invading Taiwan, at least the world leaders should try to demark a diplomatic way out. One aspect of this is to improve India's tie with Taiwan, even if they say they stay sort of recognizing its independence. So the relation with Taiwan should be improved, even we accept the one China policies. But anyway, we are not fully adhered to that. Others have argued for continuing with the growing economic relations and building one popular support for Taiwan in the wake of India's troubles with China. So with this, we come to the end of this topic. Let's see what happens next. Keep following our channel. We will keep updating you. So at last, I would like to again remind you that SSB Sure Shot Academy runs various courses for SSB, that is online and offline, which includes personality development classes as well, and written courses for CDS, NDA, and AFCAT. For these courses, you may contact the number given below, and to get periodic discount on any course, download our application from Google Play Store. Very recent now for the 4th September NDA and CDS examination, you may purchase our course at just rupees 999. That is a recorded course available by contacting these numbers. With this, come to the end to this session. Thank you.